on the tablet. I don't know.
Okay.
It's right there on the bench. All right, gentlemen, we're starting the third set. For all the people that are watching. All right. Play.
'If anybody tuning in, this is actually a little late to the party today. Just a little bit late. But we currently have Jacob, the number 3 in the world, up 2 sets to none on Connor, the number 2. That last set, Connor forced a game 7 after Jacob was taking 7 games in a row. A very dominant performance. Before then, Connor looking like he found something there at the end of set number 2. What's up, Dan Soper? Thank you for tuning in. This is the challenge match. I'll put a poll up for you guys. See who you guys think is going to be taking the number 2 today. Is Connor going to retain his rank, or is Jacob going to get his vengeance? Connor originally took number 2 away from Jacob. So you are watching very elite level of play on the table so far. They are elite scorers, as you can see right there. It doesn't take much for these guys to score. However, it's not just about scoring. It's about defense as well. Can you hear me now? You got Ryan in the chat saying you can't really hear. Do we sound clear? And we also have the mic on the table as well. Let me know in the chat if you can hear us loud and clear. Thank you, Ryan, for that. Volume is a little bit lower. We don't want to take away from the game itself. We want to just make sure you guys focus on the action. Commentary here is secondary. This is such a high level of play. Connor up 4-3 so far. We might turn it up a little bit more. Yeah, Ryan. Wild commentary. Connor currently up 5-3 in game 1 of set number 3. Again, I'll update in the chat, but Jacob is up 2 sets to none on Connor. And for those of you who are just tuning in, you are watching a challenge match here. A battle for number 2 in the world of air hockey. Again, Connor originally took Jacob's rank at number 2, and Jacob is back for his rematch. So far, Jacob has delivered. Dominating performance there in the first 7 games. Connor then coming back to force a game 7 in set number 2. Wish we could have got that on stream for you guys because it had everything. Right now, both players are kind of settling in to each other's offense and defense. And it's a whole different ball game by the time you share the table with somebody for roughly an hour. That first set or couple of games at this level of play. Connor taking game one right there, 6-4 on the Viper, Jacob Munoz. What up, Morgan? Thank you for tuning in. Xander, how are you doing? Yeah, we do big screen.
What up, y'all? Y'all are watching the Challenge Rank number 2. Right now we have Connor defending his title against Jacob, who is number 3. This has been such a fantastic match. Super close. Starting off 1-0 with Jacob.
We got a poll for you guys. Let us know who you think is going to be taking this match. Connor, again, just as Zach said here in the booth, he is the current number 2. Jacob Munoz has been very, very impressive so far in this challenge match between these two. Very, very strong shots. Connor having to make major adjustments here on defense. This is game number 2 of set number 3. The Viper, Jacob Munoz. Up 3-0 so far in this game of set number 3.
Ooh, what a nasty left ball by the Viper. They don't call him the Viper for nothing. He strikes hard, he strikes fast. Five one, Jacob with a great red ball over.
Just like that, Jacob taking a big lead here in game number 2 of set number 3. Connor making a case for himself to make a push to take a win in this set. Slowly chipping away at the lead. Every possession in a game of this stature kind of is very, very, very important. Every possession counts. At any point in time, the opponent gets a giveaway right now. Connor has very little room for mistakes. It's 6-4. I like the pace in which Jacob the Viper here is playing in, right? At any point in time, there's a series of off goes, and he can just kind of unleash one of his powerful shots here. Jacob only needing one more point to close this game, and that he does with a beautifully placed under there
Both
by
players,
Jacob.
Both players having fantastic puck control, amazing accuracy. Jacob with that accuracy on that under, just beautiful. For those of you tuning in, you are watching professional air hockey, the fight for number 2. Currently we have Jacob the Viper as number 3, taking on Connor Cummings, number 2, defending his title. The game count currently is Connor is at 4 games with Jacob at 9, and we are in
Set number 3.
we are in set number 3 with Jacob taking the first 2 sets.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to help support the channel. Right now we are about 1 minute away from starting the 3rd game. I believe Jacob is up 2 games. 2 games to none here in set number 3.
And it's best of 7, so whoever gets to 4 games first.
Yeah, a lot of crazy things can happen here. It is a race to 4, but no lead is ever safe with these high-level players. Any one of them can catch a run at any kind of given time. They might find something along the way that they find works, right? But they're constantly rotating. These guys are very methodical about the style of play in which they play in. Both of them have had plenty of table time and have been playing air hockey since they were kids. So that is a very crazy stat. I know for me, I just started roughly around a little less than 2 years ago. But to find out that players have been playing all their life in this professional way, you can see why they rise to the level that they do. It is 1-1, tied up. What up, Zalte? Thank you for joining the chat. And Dapper, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. This is in fact insane, and you couldn't have tuned in to a better time to watch 2 of the top players in the world duke it out right now for number 2. We did call it Viper's revenge game because he is seeking for vengeance. He wants his number 2 back. So far, making a statement in the first 2 sets. But Connor slowly making adjustments as the game continues to go on defensively, allowing his offense, allowing him to have a few more opportunities on offense. This is a marathon though. We are going to best of 7 sets. So first 1 to 4 sets wins. The way that this works is that every set is comprised of a best of 7 games. It can be over as quick as 4 games for a set or as long as 7. Thank you, Zelda, for stopping by. We appreciate it. Thank you, Paul. What do you? We got and here we got Sammy Smooth in the chat, and we got
Zach the Ripper.
or Zachy Chan, aka Ka-Chow.
Whatever you want to go with for the day, you know.
Whatever which one. Have you been tuning in to this game so far?
Oh yeah, this whole game I've been watching since the start. Both players. I've learned so much about the way that they have their puck control. Oh, that was a beautiful cut by Jacob the Viper. And great shot by Connor. Great right. They're just pure offense right now.
Oh, nice. And it's not like these players, if you are tuning in, these players aren't making crazy adjustments to the game as they continue to play. They're very minor adjustments that they're tweaking, whether it's a delay of their shot or just slightly an inch further away from where they were shooting originally. They're making these micro adjustments and finding holes in each other's defense, which is nuts. Because you see them and you're like, they seem like they're doing the same thing. But these micro adjustments are allowing, them to score and allowing Connor to kind of creep his way back into this game so far. The Viper seems very, very, very locked in, right? I didn't see, when I first walked in here, I didn't quite see what Connor would find, to find some success in these matches. But he's made the proper adjustments. He has some coaching. Jacob has some coaching here as well. So maybe whoever's in their ear is giving them some some quality advice here that can help both players. At the end of the day, advice is just advice, and they do have to execute on the table. But it's 6-5 in game number 3, set number 3. Jacob Munoz is up.
With those micro adjustments, it comes down purely to timing and puck placement and puck control. And because they have built that foundation over time, since they've been playing so long, they're able to make those adjustments so quick. It is incredible. Something might work one time, but it might not work the next time because they make that adjustment. And it's just a small adjustment. Ooh.
All tied up, 6-6. Anyone's game. Jacob, I'm sure, wants that one back. He's doing a good job at cutting off Connor's momentum whenever he does find something. And he is closing. He is closing today. He closes that one 7-6. Finds that left wall under for him. Working.
I really like Jacob's forehands. They're very deceptive, very tricky, and I gotta say, they're fantastic. Connor has been playing such a methodical game today, and it's beautiful to watch how he is finding whatever holes he can. He's climbing back. Every game has gotten 6-6 or close to 6-6.
Yeah, but I see that Jacob being very, very patient on defense thus far in this challenge match. So I'm kind of interested to see if any player will break.
Both seem very patient right now.
Like Bane says. I was wondering what would break first. What does he say? Your body or your mind?
It is a physical and a mind game.
Yeah, it's very much a mental game, and a game of this caliber, definitely a mental one. Both of them have the skills necessary to take each other down on the table, but that mental game, right? That's what they're trying to establish and set up.
Jacob taking the first point in this game. Ooh. Both players have similar styles, but also each one of them. Connor's right wall is just pure terrifying. With Jacob, a lot of his cuts, his crosses, and his forehands, those are... Ooh, but then he pulls out the right wall. 2-0 Jacob.
maybe that shot right there at the end was maybe a little bit rushed by Connor, but taking that away, scoring off the transition right there. I think in order to Connor to find a little bit more success in this game, there needs to be a little bit more patience or delay, in his shot. And it's just a mixture of showing Jacob a little bit of everything, right? Both goals were the same players, but Jacob is kind of benefiting a lot from his accuracy thus far. As games wane, though, it's hard to remain accurate for a whole challenge match. You have to kind of go through multiple hurdles as a player, mental hurdles and physical ones, as the body continues to wane throughout the match. But Jacob is known for his very, very powerful shots. Not to say that Connor doesn't deliver power as well, but Jacob definitely does turn it up a notch.
Both players have devastating accuracy. Connor, with the past few shots and with that right wall, has just been dead accurate. And accuracy is, great right wall by Jacob. Accuracy is one of the really important things about this sport. Having the puck control. We got 5-4 Jacob. Having that puck control. Great cut by Connor.
Jacob 1 point away from taking this set. Let's see if Connor can push this. And thank you everybody for joining in. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We see you in the chat. Max, NC Air Hockey, Luis, thank you for tuning in. Jacob going up 3 sets. 3 sets now. Is it 3 sets or is it game? They still have 1 left. I believe they might have 1 left that they haven't updated the score. We'll double check with you guys right now. But Jacob on that last one showing a very fierce power game, just powering his way through with a series of right unders on Connor there. Connor finding a little bit of a success more with a finesse on that cross, on that early cross, right? But yeah, you see the big difference right now of kind of Jacob powering through, and those power shots really making Connor's defense a little bit uneasy. But we did, as the game was, what they were playing earlier, I saw Connor kind of finding more success with, he was shooting a very, very hard left wall under. And he seems to have maybe shied away from that a little bit as the game progressed. But of the two, he seems to be shooting sometimes a little bit more finesse, maybe trying to establish that game. Just as that cross straight goes in right there. That has been his bread and butter so far in this challenge match.
There's that left wall you were talking about just a little earlier ago. Both players have so many different tools under their belt. Left walls, right walls, cuts and crosses, and every single shot from both Jacob and Connor is dead accurate. So their defense right now is through the roof.
Connor stepping it up a bit right now. He is up 2-0, which I believe is game 4. I believe it's 3-0 in Jacob's favor. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Fiji saying, I am Fiji. I am Photon.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. Nor, thank you for tuning in. If you guys are just tuning in, this is professional play Wow, that was a beautiful cut by Jacob right off the drift. A slow drift followed by a well placed and hit cut. That's that left wall I was talking about, Zachy Chan.
Yeah?
That's the one that might take him home right there. That combination of that cut, of that cross straight and the cross straight and that left wall variation. I believe the micro adjustments and the delivery of those are going to prove to be key in this game. I don't know enough to know what happened the first time around of what Connor found success in, but he's finding himself having to defend his rank this time around rather than taking it. There's a different animal that shows up, right, when you're trying to take somebody's rank compared to when you're defending it.
It's a different mentality, too. I mean, whenever you're defending your rank, it's a different part of psychology where you're not wanting that person to take it, but when you are on the other end and challenging someone, it's a lot of times more aggressive, you're wanting that rank.
Yeah, I think it's easier to be hungrier when you're trying to take a rank rather than defending it. But so far, Connor doing a good job at 6-2 in game number 4 of set number 5. That was that shot. That's a difficult shot.
That was
Jacob just did. Connor one game away from continuing to push this set. The intensity is up right now. Good time out there by Connor. If I'm Connor, I'm probably leaning on the power of that left under with a delayed release or a delayed release on that cross straight.
Both having the positioning for both those shots being pretty close together makes it really deceptive.
Yeah, plenty of deception between these both. They don't call him the Jacob the Viper for nothing, right? That's the one. That's the shot right there. Continuing to push this set number 3. Connor still fighting for life here on this one, trying to take his first set of the day. But he's fighting with his back against the wall for sure.
One mistake on one of these games, and Jacob will take this set.
You got Cool Pierre. I don't know how to say it. Saying, I always score on myself. Well, you know what? At least you're the one scoring.
I mean, that's what counts.
Yeah.
It's all about points, right?
Yeah, you're scoring on yourself and scoring on others. I mean, that's a triple-double right there.
I mean,
you're putting up stats.
And think of the mind games. I mean, if you're scoring on yourself, the other person won't know what to do.
Yeah, they're not going to get a chance to play. So if you're there in the chat, I feel you. Even the pros score on themselves sometimes. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. You see? So there was a little mistake. It is 3-2 games so far in Jacob's favor.
For this set 3. Both players getting ready for this next game. Definitely, both players having good accuracy today, great shots, great power behind their shots. It's a lot of adjustments throughout this whole entire set. It's a marathon. not just a quick sprint,
Yeah, Jacob right now having the benefit of being up in game so far. Not to say that he can give something up right now. He can't. Right? You don't want to give any momentum, right, to Connor. Connor is a very, very strong player. But he is up right now. If you have just tuning in, Jacob the Viper up 3-2 games. In the chat saying going for the guy in the black shirt. The black shirt, he is the current number 3 and challenging Connor for the number 2 in the world. Jacob is looking for revenge and to take what he believes is rightfully his, the number 2. This sets up these ranks. What do they do? In case you're wondering, they set up the players for the world tournament that's coming up soon.
Where's the tournament going to be?
No, Zach. I was going to say that part. Where is the tournament going to be, Zach?
Maybe in Margaritaville.
Margaritaville. It's going to be in Margaritaville, August 21st through 24, I believe. So if you want to sign up, check that out. Air Hockey Worlds 2025. This is a preview here of what's to come if you're coming for the number 1 spot. These players are training hard. Connor with a series of off goals. Ooh, changing up his drift there, setting up the off goals for that left wall under. Jacob getting straight to it. Game point 4. Looks like Connor is just 1 point away from forcing game 7 of set number 3. Jacob getting a little angsty on defense there. With a reach on that one, but manages to get possession. We'll see if he chips away at this lead. Oh, it's in 3D.
It is 3D in here.
Oh, Spike Kid's 3D. Oh, wow. Hitting that shot with authority. Connor trying to finesse that one there. Oh, try to snag with that accidental self-score is 6-6. This right here decides if Connor goes to game 7 or if Jacob takes set number 3. Oh, and Connor finishes the game there. Forces a game 7. What a dog. Yeah, this is a back and forth, man. Honestly, I can't even say with confidence who's taking the next game. I can't. I could say that Munoz is finding himself being up sometimes early in these matches, and Connor's having to continuously climb. He's been climbing this whole time, this whole challenge match. So we'll see if the tides turn, and we'll see Connor kind of leading early. See if he switches around. Maybe he's finding something and making this adjustment on defense. But Jacob still proving, he's finding that cut, also pairing it up with that hard right wall under, which is kind of a typical shot, but it's not typical in the sense whenever you have Jacob Munoz shooting it on the other side. One of the fastest shots there, on the planet. So, who do you think is taking this next game? You can't say anybody. You have to decide.
I would have to go for this next game. I think we're gonna get Jacob taking this. He seems like right now he is wanting to get 3 sets on Connor but I don't. What about you, Sammy? Who do you think?
You know what? I'm going with. I think the Viper, just by what he's shown so far, might close this one. But what do I want? I want Connor to take a set. I need 7 sets, baby.
That's what I want too. I want 7 sets of air hockey.
I want 7 sets of air hockey. I want these dudes to feel the pressure of a set 7 going 6-6 either way. If I can end the day in any which way, that's how I want to end it. And if you're just tuning in, don't go anywhere. These are number 2 and number 3 top-ranked players of the world. Yes, that is the world that is national. Jacob Munoz up 2-0 in Game 6. Now 2-1. 2-1 in Jacob's favor. Hitting a little bit of an off-low right wall by his standards for the under, then hits the over. Oh, Connor going for that left wall that's been working for him. Great adjustment there by the Viper. Then hitting that forehand, which is good to kind of move around Connor's defense. A little bit too much dip on that chip. Flies off the table. Now Connor's possession. He has a chance now to chip away at this lead that Jacob has accumulated at 3-1.
One thing with Connor is that he is very good at whenever his back is against the wall. You see him start making adjustments and fighting it out until that very last point.
Yeah, I will say that. I'll give Connor that, man. He just doesn't go away. He does not go away. It don't matter how many points you're up by. Good time out there by Munoz, trying to slow down Connor right there, finding 2 points in a row, tying it up 3-3 in game number 7. Yes, this is game 7.
Let's see what adjustments both players made during that timeout. Right now it is 3-2-3. If y'all are just tuning in, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Love bringing you air hockey content, and this is such a battle. It's a battle for number 2. Ooh, smooth right wall by Connor.
Oh, and thank you, chat, for getting us through our light goal. Oh, Connor hitting that left wall off the center of the table. Very deceptive shot. Great delivery. He's up by 1. Did he save that?
I don't know.
Holy,
He saved that.
Saved it. The acrobatics to get that one done, but does not make that one count. Oh, what a snag there by Jacob. Whew. Slicing and dicing, tying up the game 4-4. Connor trying a cut of his own. Oh, flies off the table. I haven't seen a lot of success with the cut for Connor this day.
And it looks like Jacob's trying to take away that cut and cut from Connor, because that is one of his really strong shots. And whenever you're, especially at this caliber, you want to take away whatever their strongest shot is.
Yeah. No, we'll say that because he's taking away that cut, he's forcing Connor to either hit the left. It's trying to focus his game on that left wall and the cut straight. Jacob goes up 1 in set number 3. Goes up 2, set point 4. Connor having to mount bouncing to climb. Jacob tries to double bank. Tries to end it there on a tricky shot. If Jacob finishes this, he will be going up 3-0. Oh, Jacob taking 3-0 on the current number 2, Connor Cummings. That was too close for comfort for either player. But I don't know. Does Connor have it in him to pull through and extend this game? Jacob only needing one more set. What do you think, Zachy Chan?
I think Connor has it in him. It's a tough mountain to climb, but I think that Connor has the ability to turn the table, especially when his back's against the wall. And I'm hopeful we get to a set 7. Both players right now taking a moment between sets, resetting, getting some coaching, figuring out what works, what doesn't, and that's what matters. Making those adjustments set to set, that's how you climb that mountain. Make sure y'all get y'all's votes in on who do you think is going to take this challenge match for number 2. And hit that like, hit that subscribe.
You know who climbs mountains? Goats do. Who's going to be the goat?
I don't know.
Who's going to be the goat today, Zach?
They're going to have to battle it out to see who is the goat for the day.
Back. Is that a lamb or a...
I think that's a lamb. Pretty sure that's a lamb. And for those of you tuning in, you are watching professional air hockey. It is, right now, the set is 3 sets. Jacob the Viper versus Connor Cummings at... He hasn't taken a set quite yet. Both incredible high-level play from both players. They're the top in the world. So the way that they played, their adjustments, everything is the way that they've spectacular.
Is it spectacular?
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. I can't believe it's not butter. Oh man, look, chat. We finally get a chance to be a little bit louder in the booth. We're trying to keep it a little bit quiet, honestly, because to be respectful of this match so far.
So would you say that the tension could be cut with a butter knife?
It could be cut with. You could cut it with far less than a butter knife, dude. The tension is high. The stakes are high. Connor down 3-0, but it hasn't been easy for Jacob. Throughout the second and the third set, Connor finding more life in these games. The game count overall, although Jacob has taken 3 sets, the game count is 6-12 in Jacob Munoz's favor. I like what I'm seeing thus far, but maybe that's because I'm a fan. I like seeing this. If you like it too, drop a like and subscribe. We're trying to bring you all the air hockey content we possibly can, bringing you coverage of awesome players like Connor Cummings and Jacob Munoz. But we can't do it without your support. Drop a like, subscribe, get some Tito's, get your stream on.
Maybe even get some queso, you know?
Maybe some queso. Who knows, you know? Maybe some Fruit Loops and Tito's.
Ooh.
Maybe replace the milk.
I mean, that's how you're gonna have. That sounds like a great
Sounds like a
time.
great time. Sounds like a great Saturday. You can
Air
replace
hockey,
your
Fruit Loops, and
Yeah.
Tito's.
Hell yeah! Air hockey Fruit Loops. pretty sure that works. There's already a brand that exists. It's called like Fruity Loopy or something like that.
There is something like that. I think it's not bad.
So far, a dominating performance here by Jacob Munoz, finding it in himself to close these games and being clutch in very important moments throughout this challenge match. But you know what? Here in the booth, speaking for Sammy Smooth, I need Connor to take a set. Wake up, buddy. It's time to wake up.
You know, maybe it's because it's so quiet. He's used to his booze.
Yeah, Connor usually does better when people boo him, from what I've seen. He needs to be the villain. And this, I'm not sure that he's the villain right now. I'm gonna get a sip of water before my voice goes out.
Gonna be going into set 4 pretty soon. Within the challenge match air hockey rules, you do have a break in between sets, and that break is so important in resetting, taking a moment, especially after a set that goes into game 7. That is nail biting to start with, and as a player, when you get to those game 7s, your adrenaline is pumping. We got Sakahi saying yo in the chat. Thank you for tuning in today. Glad you could check out the number 2 challenge match. It has been such a great challenge match so far, with both players pulling off some incredible, crazy shots. Great defense. This is just world-class air hockey right now. Having it so that both players making adjustments to their game, to their shots. And Jacob the Viper has some very deceptive shots, but so does Connor Cummings. Really liking with Connor how he has the ability to go with that left wall and that cut. Ross, my apologies. And with Jacob, he's the deceptive forehand from the back of the table. That is just pure nastiness. Very difficult to block, very difficult to predict what it's going to be. Both players coming out and battling it out. And that's what we're here for. See this battle. Make sure you tune in, because once we get to this 4th set, I expect there to be pure fire on this table right now. And for those of you who are tuning in right now, you are watching professional air hockey. This is the challenge match for number 2. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, get more air hockey content, and it looks like we're about to get started on the 4th set. Connor does need to take this set in order to extend this challenge match. And here we go. We're gonna about to get started in.
It would be 18. Whoever started.
It looks like Jacob will start with the puck. get a game to get a sub 5 out of this.
Yeah. Hopefully so. Let's see if we can get a game going. Again, Jacob doing a good job at blocking Connor's cut. You know what's funny is having Connor, he's asked me if there's anything I got for him right now. I guess, yes, I am the 12, you know. And yes, as players, we can kind of see what works. But even when you know, right, at such a high level of play, you know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think Connor sees what he needs to do, but sometimes, you know, as a player, when you see the holes and you're trying to force it, right, sometimes it doesn't turn on. It feels sometimes like a lost possession when you see that hole, and it's a little bit debilitating as the game goes on, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and especially whenever you're on the table, it can be really hard to really see to take that step back and figure out what's working for you and what's not. So taking that moment, figuring out what works, what doesn't, it's all part of the game. Right now we are up Jacob 4-0 against Connor in this fourth set. Great defense by both players right now. And Connor with the crossed, and it's now 1-4.
Yeah, but like I said, even telling them what to say, it's hard to say, like, on you know, you're down 3 sets. You're down 3 sets, and it feels like you can either go on one of two mentalities. You can either think, I'm surviving, right? I'm surviving. I'm in survival mode. You can think, too, maybe this is done. Maybe it's not worth, you know, trying to come back, taking all these games. The monumental task that's up ahead, right? Or you take it 1 point at a time after that, right? 1 point at a time, 1 game at a time, 1 set at a time.
I think that's the better mentality. You know, there's a little bit of pressure, but if you're thinking point by point, game by game, you know, you have a better grasp of what you need to do. Oh, that was a nasty shot by the Viper. 6-3. You take that time to really just focus on that one particular point. Right now we have Jacob taking game 1 of set number 4. So far, Jacob is up 3 sets to 0 against Connor Cummings. Looking to take the number 2 title, but I think that Connor has the ability to fight back, take it point by point, and make this go into game 7, or set 7. Jacob with the left wall, making it 1-0. With this, every possession is a scoring chance whenever you are at this high of a level. looks like.
What do we got so far, Zach?
So far, we are at 1-0.
So, gentlemen,
Yeah. So far, what we've seen is Jacob really put on a lot of pressure on Connor, not letting off the gas by any means. That
It's
first
really-
game was proof of that.
the defense. It's basically.
Wait, who we got here in the booth?
We got Anthony, his older brother. My bad, I misspoke. So basically, what's going on right now is Jacob's defense is playing at a whole different level right now, especially compared to the match they played prior. But I think another thing that's coming into effect is the fact that Jacob stayed away from Connor's game for a while. So we most definitely have been practicing, in the shadows, trying to get his game prepared and ready for this match. And he's definitely leveled up when it comes to skill level. He's hitting shots a lot more crispier. He's defending a lot more fluidly. He's not misreading and moving out of the way for crosses and cuts like he was normally doing in the first set. So his strategy right now is to just kind of play it freely and have fun with the game, bro. He think he took it way too serious back the match before, and it kind of threw his pride, to the floor a little bit. So he just had to pick himself back up and show why he's still the number 2 player in the world.
So what I will say to that is, we were talking about the fact of being the one defending the rank
Mm-hmm.
and being the one that has, that's trying to take the rank.
Right.
I think it's a lot easier to be hungrier
Right.
when you're trying to take that. So I'm wondering,
The motivation between that alone, and it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he finished top 2 in the tournament, man. So he believes in his heart of hearts that rank belongs to him.
yeah,
So Connor came and he took it from him, and Connor did well. He played great that last match, and Jacobs just coming in here and proving that, maybe it was a fluke, but Connor alone, man, he's really upped his game. He's playing at a different level. As I was sitting there watching him and reffing, I'm just noticing the determination in Connor's face, his facial expression, the way he's driving to deliver that puck. He's really determined to win this match. He wants to come back and be able to win. I know in his head he's thinking he still has something that he can figure out that can get past Jacob's defense, but right now Jacob's putting a halt to that. He's becoming stiff and you can't move him right now.
I would want to look forward. Who knows if we'll get it? Because that's a lot of table time.
Yeah.
But if you got a game 3, if you got a third challenge match, I wonder what would happen then. Right?
Well, that's a good question, bro.
Yeah,
I
because
mean-
in the switch, I just really, really believe on that one, right? Of being able to have like that space to be hungry, or the space, right, to defend, right? It has to do a lot with the psychology of the game, right? The mental state of the game. I'm sure Connor feels the pressure of having to perform and replicate what he did, which was pretty,
It was lethal.
Yeah.
It was pretty crazy what he was able to do the last match.
It was crazy. I didn't see the whole thing the whole match in its entirety, but then seeing Jacob come over here and put on a dominant performance, which I would expect, right? But also, it still surprises me, to the level of which he did it today, because he still hasn't broken focus thus far.
No, I mean, by any means, this match is not over. It's not always the fat lady scene. No discrimination to none of you big football players. But that's the saying, and we kind of live by that when it comes to this table game. It's not over to the fat lady scene, so the last point's in, and they call it a match. And Connor knows that, so he's going to fight to the very end. I don't think at any point will he give up during this match. It's just up to Jacob to stay stiff, keep his composure, stay poised, and no matter what happens, just know that he's been having the upper hand the majority of this match.
Yeah, that defense, you know, you were saying stiff, right? But it's not just for anything, right? I've seen Jacob completely take away the
cut under.
Yeah.
And it's basically taking the majority of his kill shots. Because I look at Connor's game and everything is a kill shot. And you see, you can watch the expression on his face when he misses or Jacob blocks his shot.
Yeah.
And he sighs and says, damn, you know?
Yeah, but definitely of that, like statistically, I'm not seeing a lot of those cuts hit. Right?
No.
Maybe in transition a little bit, but with the whole setup game, I mean, he's having to deliver shots of that quality what he just did right now on the table, which is not easy to do time and time and time
No,
again.
it takes a lot of energy out of you to be able to, you know, execute that shot properly and come out again and again and again. It's a long match. It's a marathon. It's not a race. And to be able to exert your energy in such small spurts, it looks like it's small, but it does take a lot out of us, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, these are professionals on the table, and these are long matches. I believe both of them have been playing now for roughly 2 hours, so it does wane on the body. So it's always amazing to see if players begin to take a power game as, you know, the game continues to move on. Right? Sometimes you see players kind of rely on some finesse, but there you see Jacob landing that power shot, that power right under.
He's put a lot of hours in the gym to be able to withhold.
Yeah, I could tell. Yeah. Looks like
Not just
trained
table
a
time,
bit.
but you got your gym time too.
Yeah, physically he looks better than he did on that first match for sure.
I think Connor got this last game, so you know that's it.
Yeah.
Game counts 1-1
Anything
right
can
now.
happen, man. Anything can happen. He did take a game, right? Whenever you're against your back on your wall, you're able to kind of play freely, worry free a little bit because you have nothing to lose anymore. Right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, well.
But that's Connor's game in general. You know, he tries to play free. He tries to play every match like he's practicing. That's what he's, you know, relayed to me and other people around. He just tries to have fun on the table. Sometimes you take it a little bit too serious and your body just naturally tenses up. So he just tries to have fun on the table and have a good time. You know, that's all we're here for at the end of the day is to have a good time, you know?
Oh, yeah, I mean, the whole point of this is to have fun, enjoy yourself, but I mean, just fight it out, you know?
If I was on a challenge match, the whole point is fun would be secondary, I think. Bro, I'm trying to murder whoever's on the other side of the table.
But
Well,
afterwards,
definitely.
when you look back, did you have fun trying to murder the other person?
Yeah, after, you know, it's fun, you know. It is fun. You get to enjoy, you know, playing air hockey, man. But there's animosity in this, man. There's animosity when you're playing, and it's controlled animosity. If you're just an animal on the table and you lose control, you're not going to find a lot of success.
Connor's found that left wall right now. He's kind of abusing Jacob right now with the left wall. Let's see if Jacob can kind of stiffen up and be able to block. He's been blocking the majority of them, but he is kind of letting some of those fly in. Connor's already got 3 in a row here. So that's something to be a little, you know, worried about. But we'll see if he can figure that out because most definitely needs to do that if he's going to be able to pull his match away. Because if Connor starts to get that left wall and that cross going, you know, it's a whole different game to try to figure out now. Because Connor right now is really trying to force the cut, cross, and under in. But if he can get to a point to where he's getting that left wall, because Connor has a lethal left wall, whether it be an over or an under. If he can start getting that freely, it'll open something up. And Jacob don't need that right now. Not to be biased over here, but you know.
You're not being biased at all, bro. I mean, you know, kudos to Jacob right now, putting up a dominant performance. But we've been saying here in the chat, man, that left wall looks like it's going to be key. You know, we were saying it the whole time. If Connor can find something, it's a variation of that left wall to see if he can find success and see if he can close out the set. You know, Jacob has been clutch, right, in closing out the sets. Some of them, although he's been dominant, some of them got close.
They got close, a little bit too close for comfort. I don't think at any point in any set beforehand has Connor been up a game on Jacob. I think Jacob has worked freely in the lead for the mass majority of all the sets. If Connor Connor gets this game, this will probably be one of the first times Connor gets a game on him. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but from my knowledge, that's what it's been.
Hey man, if I find something people do is they'll quote you, bro. They'll quote you. All the viewers will quote you on that one. But
Connor,
everybody tuning in, we do really appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe. We're currently looking at the number 2 and the number 3 duking it out. You got Jacob the Viper looking for his revenge game
Let me go see if
On
he needs some words of advice.
on Connor. And Connor will have a dominant game right there at the end to take another game. I believe, what is he, 2?
2 games to 1 on this
2
set.
games to 1. Let's double check that for you, chat. But it's been good in this set 4 so far. We're in there like swimwear. It's 2-2. Jacob taking the first 2 games of set number 4. And Connor coming back, putting a good performance in the next 2 games, taking it to tie up the game count in set number 4. It's 2-2, chat.
Oh, it's 2-2?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I do want to come back to this because telling, you know, I get scared if somebody asks me for advice during a match, man, because it could be detrimental, right, to what they're doing. And Connor was a little bit open, and you know what I told him, right, was that I think he sees the holes in the defense, because he told me this one time, and it made so much sense, you know, whenever he said it. He says, if you see the holes in somebody's defense and you're not being accurate, you can't kind of you can't execute right on that game plan alone. It can hinder you throughout the challenge match, right?
Yeah.
Because you're just thinking, wow, I see the holes and I'm not hitting them, right? I'm not hitting them and not thinking there's too much pressure, right, to hit what you think is already there, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. And what we do on the table as players is sometimes we create these shots for ourselves. We open up the defense, we move the defense's mallet, right, through a set of off goes, right, to kind of get the shot that we want,
Yeah.
right? But this is elite level play, right? I don't know how those words transfer, but what I did tell him, I did say, I was like, hey, it seems like you know what to hit, right? But it seems like you're forcing it a little bit because of all the pressure that Jacob's putting not only on offense but on defense, right? So I just told him that. I just reminded him of what he told me, you know, and I said, you know, you're losing your flow a little bit because you're trying to execute this whole time.
Well, and as a player, it can be really frustrating whenever you do see those holes. And even if you do see the holes and it's not going through, you might start trying to push that particular shot. And that might just not be the shot that works for you for that match.
Yeah, and that can be, you know, that eventually leads to a loss of possession, right? You're giving the other player more possessions. You're getting more frustrated as the match continues on. It's not good, right, for the mental, you know, state that you have to be in for the match. But so far, Connor going up 4-0. I'm interested to see what this could look like if he takes a set. Are we in for a long one?
You never know. I'm hopeful we get to a game 7. I want to see more air hockey. Both players being able to see how they play on the table and learning so much from this challenge match, because they're not only is it their style, but the way that they have their deception, the way that they do their timings, all the changes that they make throughout this match, being able to adjust to your opponent. It's super important. Those adjustments really can be the make or break point. Having the times between games, between sets, refocusing, and it's all about that. Setting yourself up for that success. That's what you got to do.
And if you're just joining us in, both these players are playing a challenge match. What is a challenge match? You haven't seen this before. A challenge match is when a player goes up to a player of higher rank and says, hey, I want your spot. I think I could take you. And so they go on and decide, hey, we're going to do a best 4 out of 7 sets. Every set being made up of a best 4 of 7 games. So the first one, it could be over and it's as quick as 4 games, or it can go the distance all the way to 7 games, right? We've had a few game 7s here forced by Connor, finding himself short in some of these sets. But it looks right now like he's trying to push another set. He's finding momentum. He's finding the defense opening up for him. So we'll see. Tune in, chat. You don't want to miss the rest of this. And if you're already here, drop a like, subscribe. We're trying to get to 50 likes. We appreciate all the support. This is professional air hockey here at the 7-6 in Houston, Texas. The score is currently 6-4 in Connor's favor. This one going down to the wire, 6-5, Connor's favor. Is this one about to go 6-6? And it does. It goes 6-6. Oof. That? We have game 7, I think. We have a game 7 on our hands.
I think we do have a game 7.
Wow. That's crazy, y'all. Crazy. Let me double check.
To those of you tuning in, you are watching Professional Air Hockey Battle for number 2. This is such high caliber play from both players, having years of experience. We got to Tebow saying hi in the chat. Hey Tebow, thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate all y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe. Stay tuned in because this next game is going to be, I think, pure fire. With both players really, they're making adjustments. They're changing up their game just a little bit. It's not the fundamentals of the game that they're changing and what they're doing, but just where they place the puck for one particular shot. You know, that can throw someone off. If you're expecting a cross to come at a certain point and you move where that cross is, it can really mess someone up.
Levi on the fly is saying, I've never watched air hockey live before. That was a mad comeback. It was. And I don't think Jacob has been in a comeback mode this whole time.
No.
He's been up most of it.
He's been most of this match he's been the aggressor, and you know, it's a very the psychology and the mind games of it all really comes down to, can really be at play whenever you get to who has the lead, who has their back against the wall, who has to climb the mountain the hardest. Are you going to go through and, you know, some players, whenever their back is against the wall, that's whenever you see their best play.
So this could be it right here. Connor could either force a game 7 or Jacob can end this. Jacob really wants his number 2 back, right? Wow, what a snag there by Jacob. Levi is saying Jacob is winning this. We'll see. Anything could happen. I'm leaving it open.
I am too. I mean, I've seen all sorts of sets go one way and it can change in an instant. When one player can get particularly heated on the table, right now Jacob has been heated this whole entire match so far though.
Yeah, he has. So it's currently 2-0 in Connor's favor in this game. He's up 2-0. Game number 5. Yes, he has been keeping his head up on his shoulders as the game has progressed. He has been laser focused for sure. Oof. Connor trying to snag that one. Ooh, that one did not miss by much. 2-2, all tied up. Connor trying to force a game 7 here. There's only 5 points left here.
Either way, 5 points. Ooh. Jacob really using those off goals, trying to open up Connor's defense, and that's what you gotta do in this.
So Levi trying to know who is the one that challenged who. So the one in the black is Jacob the Viper Munoz. He was the original number 2. Connor then came along, challenged him, and did what seemed the impossible at the time and became the new number 2. Now Jacob came back as the number 3, challenging for his spot again. So Jacob is the challenger in this game, and he is up 3-2 in what could be his closing game here. 4-2, a strong right wall under. Yeah, the tension out there is very. You can slice through that tension, man. You got 2 great competitors on the table thus far. What a great display of defense there by Jacob. Tries an off speed. I'm sure he's going for the under. There it goes. Great defense there by Connor. Followed up at that right wall under, cutting the lead to 1. It's currently 3-4. Jacob asking to sand the puck. You can request that at any time during the game if you feel a drag in the puck. Oh, 5-3, taking a 2-point lead. Man, those swings are crazy, man. You see the damn thing?
Yeah.
The mallet is blurring from the screen. How fast he's
The
hitting
camera
it.
can't even keep up with that mallet.
Yeah. Connor making it 4-5. Let's see if he ties this up. Oh, what a grab and snag there. Tying it up 5-5. Oh, unfortunate snub there. It's 6-5. Jacob here with set point. He can take this.
It really comes down to this right here.
Oh, 6-6. Holy shit, bro.
Is Connor going to be able to force a game 7?
Oh my god. Game 7, baby.
I think my heart just stopped.
I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll just shut up. Oh man, too much mustard on that.
Ooh.
pressure right now. Oh, Connor clutching it. And then Jacob falling over the table because he knows what this means here.
We're going game 7.
We gon' game 7. It gon' rain. It gon' rain.
It gonna rain pucks.
It gon' rain pucks and right walls.
Both sides are raining pucks right now.
Oh my. Damn, dude. Damn. I'm not gonna lie, I was clenching on that one, dude. I didn't. That's crazy, cause yeah. Regardless, it's great air hockey, man. It's great air hockey. We're going to game 7. Connor forcing a game 7, catching momentum there on that last game. If he takes this one, if he takes the set, this one might be open. Might be open season.
You know, with every point, every game being incredible, as the set goes on, every point, every game becomes just more and more important.
Yeah, it's pivotal every moment.
Yep. And if it can change, one game can change a whole entire momentum.
One game can change the world.
And that game is air hockey.
And that game is air hockey, bro. Alan O saying more air hockey. Thank you for tuning in. Levi on the fly saying crazy GGs. These are crazy GGs. Oh my God, this is good. This is getting good.
I'm getting
I don't
goosebumps.
know, man. Yeah, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies.
Better call Scooby-Doo.
That was a little ka-chow moment there at the end.
That was.
What was that, man? I don't even remember. Was that a catch and transition there at the end? A little bit, kind of.
A little bit.
Or was it a cut?
That was
the cut.
To get to 6-6. There was a transition shot, and that transition shot was just super fast.
Yeah, man. I'm more amazed right now at the end, like the mallet blurring a little bit on the screen. How fast he was going.
Jacob is just pure strength with that mallet right now, and it is terrifying to see.
Yeah.
But also fantastic. Like, it is a phenomenal to watch.
Call me biased if you want. I want Connor to take this set right now. I want some more air hockey.
I want to see more of this match.
This is like the moment where you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese and you run out of coins, and you're just like, what now, bro? You run out of tokens. You're like, what now? What do we do now?
If I lose, then
I need more tokens, bro.
That's where we're at right now.
Connor saw the hole there. He went for that deep left wall under. Oh, Jacob taking a decisive 2-0 lead right now. This is game 7. Jacob, if he takes this, closes, and becomes the new number 2. Regardless, it's been an amazing display by both players thus far.
Both players in this match showing clearly they have what it takes to be at the top. The accuracy, the puck control, really just phenomenal plays by both.
Mm, 4-1. Jacob closing more and a more decisive. Hitting shots with authority. Great defense by Jacob. Trying that forehand under. puck possession so far. I feel like Connor's taking a little bit off his shot, you know, almost like making it so that it doesn't fly off. Like that's a worry, right? Because he had two flyouts earlier.
That can be a worry. I mean, if your shots are flying off the table, it can, and you lose possession. That's a tough feeling.
It's currently 5-1 in Jacob's favor. He is now 1 point away from becoming the new number 2 in the world. Oh, Connor getting a rattle out. That is heartbreaking there. Oh, Jacob Munoz finishing that one off. He is now takes back his number 2 ranking in the world, gets his revenge. Are we gonna see a third match?
I think we'll see a third match. I hope we see it at Worlds between these two.
Yeah, we could.
That would be an incredible match, especially at the world stage. Both players fighting it out. Incredible performance by both to the very last point. It's what we like to see, that fight.
Yeah, if we got this rematch at Worlds, that'd be crazy. I don't know that they'd share the table another time before then, you know. But we can't rule out all the other players that are still in. You know, there's still a lot of top players. If we were to see a rematch of this, it would be a crazy feat.
It would.
If they had a rematch at Worlds, it would be crazy.
We'll have to wait and see what happens over the next next bit of time. I mean, I'm sure with Worlds coming up, I'm sure all the top players are right now training, locked in, getting ready, changing up their game, figuring out what will work for them, you know?
Yeah, but there's been a lot of intense matches so far in terms of the challenge matches. There's been some shaking in the rankings here and there, you know, but yeah, especially Connor, you know, kind of jumping into that top 5, you know, section, right? So we'll see.
Deal.
I don't know what comes next after this, honestly. And in terms of the top 5, like who's making a run at what, you know. But right now they're fighting over, you know, just one spot, right?
That's how close the competition is right now. With how close this competition is, that one spot makes a huge difference when it comes to your positioning at Worlds. I mean, it comes down to taking on those challenge matches, and not only whenever you take a challenge match, if you challenge someone and you take their rank, you take their rank, but every challenge match you're doing, you are gaining experience, and that experience is just invaluable.
Cheese Farts joining the chat again. Do you remember Cheese Farts?
I remember Cheese Farts.
Man, what a match. If you were watching that one, that was great air hockey. It was crazy. What an exciting day for air hockey.
It is.
A lot of community streaming today, getting challenge matches on their way. This would probably be one of the higher ranked ones of the day. That match had a little bit of everything. I wish we were here a little bit earlier because those two
Two sets.
yeah, those two sets were very pivotal, man. Even the third one, you know. But Connor never stopped fighting the whole way through.
No, and the whole entire match, Connor was putting up a fight to the very last point, and it shows why he had gotten number 2, and it shows that he was looking to defend, and it looks like, you know, Jacob came in and he just seemed really hungry today.
Yeah, he was on a mission. Get that man a burger.
Maybe
Yeah,
some ribs, you know?
Yeah, some ribs maybe? No, but yeah, he definitely came on a mission, and he stayed focused all the way throughout. Not only creating so much, you know, creating a lot of pressure on defense and offense, and Connor, you know, didn't necessarily get to impose like his offensive will like he typically does on that one. But I'm sure you always come out learning something from these challenge matches. So these players are only getting better as they see each other, right? This is top level play, elite level play.
It's only going to get more and more, they're only going to get better, and they're only going to get more precise.
Yeah.
I mean, it especially whenever you start breaking into that top 10, you see every single one of the players in the top 10 have, they battle it out, and whenever you see them from one match to another, they increase.
Yeah, these guys are getting lethal on the table. Yeah, Connor entering the chat as definitely as a top level talent. So Jacob getting the job done today. He is your new number 2 in the world, taking what he believed was his rightful place to begin with. If you're just joining in, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We're bringing you